Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Recap. Today I will tell you about a horror film called The Fly. Just leave a like on this video, sit back and relax. Brilliant but eccentric scientist Seth Brundle meets science journalist Veronica Ronnie Quaife at a Meet the Press event held by Bartok Science Industries, the company funding his work. He takes her back to the laboratory of his warehouse home and asks her to exclusively document his invention, two pods that can teleport objects between them. While the telepods can transport inanimate objects perfectly, they are unable to teleport living tissue, as demonstrated when a baboon is turned inside out after being teleported. As they experiment with the invention, Seth and Ronnie begin to form a relationship. Using two stakes, one a control and one teleported, Seth discovers that the machine is creating a synthetic version of biological material rather than the object itself. He reprograms the system to understand the makeup of living tissue and successfully teleports a second baboon. Ronnie departs before they can celebrate, and Seth worries that she is rekindling her relationship with her editor Stathis Borns. She actually left to confront Stathis about a veiled threat, spurred by his jealousy of Seth, to publish the telepod story without her consent. While drunk, Seth teleports himself alone, unaware that a housefly had entered the transmitter pod with him. He emerges from the receiving pod seemingly normal. After Seth and Ronnie reconcile, Seth exhibits sugar cravings, as well as increased strength, agility, stamina, and hormonal potency, which he believes resulted from the teleportation purifying his body. When Ronnie becomes concerned about Seth's deteriorating sanity and both the strange bristly hairs growing from a wound on his back and developing sores on his face, Seth becomes aggressive, insisting that the process is beneficial. He tries to force Ronnie to undergo teleportation but she refuses. Seth goes to a bar and partakes in an arm wrestling match, leaving his opponent with a compound fracture. He brings a woman named Tawny back to the warehouse, where they have share hormones, after which Seth tries to coerce her into teleporting. Ronnie intervenes and Seth throws her out. When his fingernails begin falling off, he realizes that something is indeed wrong. He checks his computer's records and discovers that the telepods confused the two life forms, fusing him with the fly at the molecular genetic level. Seth continues to deteriorate, losing body parts along with his human appearance. After several weeks, he reconnects with Ronnie and reveals he is a hybrid of human and insect, which he has nicknamed Brundlefly. He has also begun vomiting digestive enzymes onto his food before eating and is able to cling to walls and ceilings. He is even losing his human mentality in favor of uncontrollable primitive impulses. Seth installs a fusion program into the telepod computer, planning to dilute the fly genes in his body with human DNA. Ronnie discovers she is pregnant with Seth's baby and has a nightmare of giving birth to a giant maggot. She demands that Stathis persuade a doctor to perform an abortion in the middle of the night, but Seth, overhearing Ronnie's fears, abducts her before the procedure can take place and begs her to carry the child to term, since it may be the last remnant of his humanity. Stathis breaks into Seth's lab with a shotgun, but Seth disables him using his corrosive vomit to destroy Stathis's hand and foot, stopping just short of vomiting acid onto his face when Ronnie screams at him to stop. Seth reveals his final plan to Ronnie. He will use the telepods to fuse the two of them, along with the unborn child, into a single entity to become the ultimate family. After she accidentally tears off his jaw in a struggle, which triggers his final transformation, shedding his decaying flesh to become a monstrous, insectoid human creature. Seth traps Ronnie in the first telepod and puts himself in the other and begins the countdown. A weakened Stathis recovers his shotgun and severs the cables connecting Ronnie's telepod to the computer. Seth breaks halfway out of his own pod, but the fusion process activates, gruesomely amalgamating him with a chunk of the telepod. Seth crawls to Ronnie and places the end of the shotgun to his head, silently begging her to end his suffering. She tearfully fires, killing him instantly, and falls to her knees in despair. Thanks for watching. Please remember to leave a like on this video and hit that subscribe button. You can check out my other videos here.